What was the first work that you brought when you moved to Nimbus Publishing?
The first work that Nimbus published is called Klee Musings, and it's a piano trio in 3 movements, and each of the movements is based on a painting by Paul Klee. And I tried to, in some way, infuse the music or pull the music out of some of the imagery of the 3 different paintings. And in general, the piece is fast, slow, fast, each of these movements being very contrasting. And the first movement is a little bit kind of jazzy in a certain way. So the painting has a triple marionette. So you have these 3 dancers, or 3 marionettes, but they sort of they look like one. And so what I decided to do is to start the music in complete unison, as if you had 3 dancers behind each other, but you only think it's one. And so they start in complete unison, and then little by little they go like this, and then they go like this, and then they get very independent, the 3 lines. And then at the very end it comes back like that. So it's a very, very clear musical image, and I always think that that movement should be danced, because I can literally see the 3 dancers and you start to get this animation coming out of it. And so in a sense, musically, it's very, very clean and clear. You have variations based on that original theme, each one getting more elaborate and the lines getting more and more independent, and that whole thing happens in about 4 minutes or 5 minutes. I'm interested in trying to get a lot said in a short amount of time, to really use those 4 minutes fully, and to trust my listener so that they're following what it is that I'm doing, and yet hopefully it's not obvious. It's like, oh, I didn't expect it. Oh, it went there. Oh, it twisted there. Oh, that's interesting. That kind of quick thinking. It requires quick thinking as the player as well, to kind of keep in the sound and go off on these flights of whimsy and then kind of line yourselves back up. So it was really fun to write, actually, and I'm very excited for the opportunity for Nimbus to be publishing this, and the other 2 movements are equally characterized but in different ways.
And that work was written for?
Yeah. Klee Musings was commissioned by the Norton Building Chamber Music Concert Series, and it's a concert series that's in this very, very, very beautiful old building, and they do about 10 concerts a year, mostly Mozart and Beethoven, Haydn and Dvorak and whatnot, but occasionally they sprinkle in a new piece. And it was the 20th anniversary of that series, so the director of it had asked me if I would write a piano trio for that occasion, and I was delighted to do so, and it was really fun to write. I had done an earlier piano trio about 15 years before called A Circle Around the Sun. And so now, all these years later, doing a second piano trio, it's a very, very interesting ensemble, I think.
Thank you.